One of the most important relationships that you're gonna have in your life and that you're gonna have it forever is your relationship with money. Hey guys, welcome to One More Mile podcast. My name is Paula and I'm your host. Today we're gonna be talking about one of my favorite things to talk about, money. Ching, 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 ka-ching, ka-ching. To be honest, I barely talk about money because I think sometimes talking about money with people might be uncomfortable. Some people might take it as an offense. If you go and ask someone how much do you make, they're gonna take it as an offense. I don't talk it to my husband very often because I think sometimes talking about money kills the romance. And my family has a very strange relationship with money, so I don't have not a lot of people to talk about money, but I am really passionate about talking money. My favorite color is green because bills are green, and I'm a Virgo. But no, without making jokes, I feel like once you heal your relationship with money, you will attract the abundance in your life. And this is not gonna be a guide or like a tutorial on how to become a billionaire because I'm not a millionaire. Who are you to be saying all these things, Paula? Well, I am just an immigrant that came from literally nothing to this country. Like, I came with like 3 shirts and nothing else. And I think I've made a life pretty decent and pretty amazing for myself here. So, bundle up, get a tea. We're going to talk about money, baby. When we talk about money, you have to understand where the roots of it and your relationship with it comes. And this is going to start with your parents. And this could even start with like generations and generations and generations. It could start on how your grandparents raised your parents and how your great grandparents raised them. So it goes back into all the bloodline that you have. But we're only going to take it to your parents and how they raised you. And then you can try to like break apart those things and try to like make new traditions for yourself and not feel as guilty when you do certain things. For example, I grew up in a middle class family, I will say, and this has nothing to do if you are low income, middle income, high income, middle class, whatever. It really doesn't matter because it is the relationship that you cultivate with money that you're gonna have like very tight in there, and very little things that you can pick up as a kid. I'm not saying to be frugal and I'm not saying to go and buy everything in the store, but things that you can heal for yourself and tips and things here and there that I do to kind of like make my life better and not be crazy over money. The first thing that you have to do is take the power out of money. I know money can feel intimidating. Money can feel like, oh my God, I have a $20 bill. Oh my God, I have this. Money is just something what you're going to make a transaction of or what you're going to do a transaction, okay? So it's kind of like if we go back in time, back in time when people had no money, they were exchanging things. So I know how to hunt. I will show you how to hunt if you show me how to cook. Or I know a service. I like people trade service all the time. I know how to do makeup. I'll do your makeup if you do my nails. You trade services instead of exchanging money, which is it will be literally the same. So you're exchanging money. Every time you spend money, don't think about spending money. Oh, I'm spending money in this. I'm think about an investment. You're investing. Even if you're buying a lipstick, you're investing in your self appearance and making yourself feel better with makeup that you like and enjoy. If you're buying super organic foods that you think is too expensive, you're investing in your health because being healthy means being able to stand on your feet and work and produce and make money. If you're buying nice clothes, you're investing in having nice clothes to be presentable for people that will maybe open another door for you and give you better opportunities to make more money. So everything is an investment, even if you buy whatever, any single little thing is an investment. Okay, you're gonna take the chip out of spend and you're gonna throw it out the window. It's not a spending. It's not expensive. It's not these things, bad connotations, bad things, bad. Oh my god, this restaurant is so expensive. I'm gonna spend all this money. I'm gonna invest into this nice restaurant and give myself an experience because I deserve it. Invest in you. Invest. Okay, let's start adding those things in our vocabulary. I love my parents. I want to be very clear that nothing was ever bad in my childhood. I wasn't struggling. I wasn't missing anything. I had food, education, clothing, and any little thing that I wanted here and there. But my parents are very bad at administrating their money, and I have said this to their face. Um, Credit card debt and stuff that is just too much for my brain. So I feel like I have taught myself to learn from their mistakes because I can't change them, even though I've tried to. I can't. That's only their way of doing things. And now I have my way because I've learned from their mistakes. Credit card, credit cards in plural. They're gonna be either your best friend in the world. They're gonna help you build your credit, especially if you're in the United States. You need credit. You can't be walking around with cash. We don't do that here. And me coming from Ecuador, I had no credit card over there. In here, I have a pretty good credit score. Okay, build your credit. If you want to buy a house, if you want to start a business, if you want to buy a car, if you want to get a loan, if you want to get whatever, if you want to do whatever, if you are renting a house, you need good credit. I think even to adopt a dog, you need good credit. Like for anything, you need a good credit score. So credit cards are meant to help you with your credit score. Um, it could also be good for an emergency. Like a lot of people have credit cards for emergencies. Um, Please don't be don't be don't be bobo. Bobo is dummy. Don't be bobo and pay everything with your debit card. Paying with your debit card is like throwing money down the toilet. Okay. You want to collect the points with the credit card. If you feel like you're gonna get in debt and you're gonna spend all the money, get a prepaid credit card that only helps you build your credit, and you put the money there, and the money that you put is the money that you spend and no more, and that's it. A lot of people don't have self-control. A lot of people think that, oh, I have a $5,000 credit card, that's my limit, and then you spend it, but you don't make 5,000 a month. How are you gonna pay that? The interest is gonna go crazy and you're gonna get in debt, and we don't want that. So unless you have the self-control of saying like, okay, I'm only gonna spend what I have, get a prepaid card. I feel like that is something that I'm very proud of. I have zero debt on my credit cards. I don't have any balance spending on none of my credit cards. I think I have like 4 or 5, maybe 4, and in none of them I pay it every now and then. I don't even wait for the statement. I don't know if I'm doing things wrong. I just know that I always pay fully. I always pay fully. I pay here and there, always before like the statement and everything, and like my credit score is good and I pay it on time. I don't spend in things that I don't have the money to buy for. Like if I'm buying this water and this water is $40 and I have $40 sitting down in my checking account, I will buy the water. If not, I will go for an alternative that is more cheaper, but I will not spend on something that I don't have the money for. I will not go and get a Chanel bag just because I wanted to, and I can put it into like 6 months of paying it and then financial, like refinance it and then just figure it out. No, I'm not gonna do that, and you're not gonna do that because we're smarter than that. You're only gonna spend the money that you already have in your checkings account just so you don't get the interest, just so you get a good credit and you don't go into debt. That's basically it. My parents will raise me with the mentality of, okay, we're gonna go to the movies and we're gonna enjoy life, but it's only gonna be on the matinee where it's half the price. okay, yeah, we're gonna go to the supermarket with your brother, but you can only choose one thing, no more. Oh, you want that magazine? Okay, you need to leave the cereal because we can have both. We're going to a restaurant that serves refills in soda. Okay, we're gonna order one glass, one cup, and we're gonna fill it, and everyone is gonna drink from that cup. Those were the types of parents that I had. Like, they were always trying to find the cheaper alternative, but they will not make us lose on the experience. But it was definitely something that I was like, okay, why are other people getting 4 cups for soda for each one and we're only getting one? Like, in my mind, in my little kid mind, it was something weird, but now I know why. And I have to admit that my dad was like that, and I married my husband, and my husband is like that. He's always on Groupon, getting the latest promotion, and I feel like once you have a personality like that and a personality like mine, you combine both and you make the best out of both worlds. Oh my god, I can talk today. It's not like coupon on like Discovery Home and Health with the people that has the coupons and they're obsessed with like saving on the grocery store. No, but you have, you save money on a daily basis, but you also have that someone that tells you, come on, you have to live a little. Okay. I have a good story. When Bad Bunny was doing his Un Verano Sin Ti album and the tour and everything in 2022, I was obsessed with it and I wanted to go to his concert so bad. But there were only resellers and there were only nosebleed tickets for $600 or maybe more. In the nosebleeds, like far, far away. And I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna regret it. And my dad is like, of course you're gonna regret it. Of course, it's $600. Why would you spend money on something like that? Get shoes or get like something, blah, 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 blah. And I spent it on the concert. And let me tell you, 3 years later, I don't regret it. I still don't regret it. It was one of the best concerts of my life. So this is another like tip or I don't know, thing that I have to say to you. Your way of spending money doesn't have to look the same as your family, as your friends, as your partner. Maybe as your partner, it should be a little bit because you guys are going to be together, married one day. But just because someone likes to spend their money on certain things, you don't have to do that. And there shouldn't be like a room for criticizing in there, okay? I have a lot of friends that they spend a lot in running shoes. They have a ton of running shoes, and running shoes can get expensive. I don't criticize, but I don't do that. I buy running shoes every like 8 months, maybe every year, if I remember to buy it, if mine broke. And I run a lot. I should be I should be buying more running shoes. I spend a lot on experiences. I take my family to restaurants. I take my family to exhibits. I go with my husband to a nice Broadway show. We spend a lot on experiences that maybe can get a little bit more pricey. And a lot of people don't understand it. They're like, oh, what do you mean you spend $200 on like a dinner on a Tuesday with your husband? Yeah, we like to know places. We like to go to restaurants. We like to do this type of stuff. And some people will spend it in different things. Some girls will spend it on makeup, on clothes, whatever. But then again, the same rule that I told you, only spend what you have in your check-ins account. Don't spend more. If I know I don't have the money right now to go to a fancy dinner, I'm not going to go to a fancy dinner. I'll be fine eating at home. I'm not going to put myself into debt to go to a fancy dinner, okay? And a lot of people will say, oh, start living like the person you want to be. The person you want to be goes to Equinox and eats every day at a fancy hotel. Well, if you do that every day until you become the person you want to be, you're going to be broke. So keep it realistic. With this whole topic of like the small purchases, there's people that love it and there's people that hate it. There's people that, why are you spending $7, $8 on Dunkin' or Starbucks every single day when you can make your own coffee at home? Why would you do that to your pocket? Why are you this way? And there's people that are like, oh, I work a job that I hate. This is the only highlight of my day that is making me wake up every single day motivated to go to this work that I really don't like. So let me have this moment of buying my overpriced latte and enjoy it on my way to work because I hate my job. And if I don't drink this coffee, I'm just going to call out and quit. There's those two narratives. I feel like if you do, like, I personally don't do that. I don't do small purchases. Even if I have to buy makeup or clothes or something, I will wait until I need like a bunch of things, and I will do a big purchase every like 1 or 2 years. Or something that I really need, I will get it like small. For example, like if I need the other end, I'm not gonna wait 2 years to get the other end. But clothing, I think I haven't bought clothes in like probably more than a year. And every time I will go once a year and like see my closet, okay, I need shirts, I need pants, I need maybe this and that, and then I will go to like Old Navy or like Gap and like buy a lot good quality stuff. Okay, let me tell you, good quality stuff, and it will last me a lot because it's good quality. But same thing with makeup. Like I have a lot of makeup. I'm a makeup artist, so I don't keep buying makeup. I work in retail, so the makeup that I do is the makeup that I have on the counter. I don't need to keep building my kit, so I don't buy more things for my kit. And yeah, every purchase that I do is kind of like bigger. I don't have those small coffees through the day or small little things like that. The only small thing that I will have, but it's kind of like a normal thing and like a recurrent purchase that I do like every week will be like coffee after run club. Um, we have run club, we run, and then we go get a coffee, and the coffee will be like $5 to like $10 depending on the coffee shop that we go to, and if I get fancy and I want like a croissant. But that is something that I already budget into my money, and I know that I can afford it and I know that I can get it. But I also know that if I was to get a Dunkin' or whatever, $8 a day, every day, 7 days a week, I will probably not be able to go to the places that I want to go, or go to the movie theater, or like buy whatever I want to go, or afford bills. So pick your fights. If you want to do the small purchases and get your coffee every single day, you will have to cut down on like, okay, we're not going to go to a restaurant every 15 days. We're going to go to a restaurant once a month because I'm spending in coffee every day. So if you don't want to cut on your happiness, it's okay, but you'll have to cut on something else because two can two. No, 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 no. I don't budget. I had this someone gave me a really good advice when I was just starting to make money and like I was lost and I didn't know what to do. And if you're lost or if you have a lot of debt, something that I really recommend to train you. It's kind of like when you track your calories and stuff, just to train you how many calories are in this and blah, 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 blah. Once you do it every day, you don't have to do it forever. Okay? Same thing with money. You're going to do it every month until you train yourself. Okay, how much is my rent? My rent is 500. Okay, how much is my electricity? Electricity is 50. Okay, how much is my transportation? Do I pay gas? Gas is 20. Do I pay MetroCard? MetroCard is 30. Do I have to pay Uber? Uber is this. How much is the things that are gonna be forever there? You write everything down. How much do I spend on groceries? How much left do I have for recreation? To go to a restaurant, to buy something, shopping, whatever. Do you have a pet? Like, write everything down. If you have debt, try to cut down on the recreational things. Cut down on going out, cut down on parties, cut down on whatever things if you have debt. I don't think I can do a whole episode on debt because I have paid all my debt fast. It's not like I really had a debt. I had like a little bit of a debt in Ecuador. It was like $6,000 and I paid it in like less than a year. I know $6,000, like I could pay it in like I don't know. I don't make millions, okay? But I'm just saying that all the debt that I had, I pay it and I clear it off quickly. I don't like to live with debt. It just haunts my mind, and I just like chop, 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 pay it fast. So my advice, pay it fast. You're gonna live happily if you don't know no one, nothing. My number one advice for money and things to do with money and with everything, with relationships, with every single thing that you do and every single thing that we have in life, we want security. We want to feel reassured. We want to feel that everything is in control, and we want to feel secured with your partner. You want to feel like that person is going to take care of you if something happens. Same thing with money. If you don't have that security, if you lose your job tomorrow, you panic, right? So what you're gonna do is what I call and what everyone calls the emergency savings. Now, this can variate. I will say the perfect emergency savings will consist on 6 months of savings. 6 months, basically like a 6 month money for you to live if something happens to you. Let's say you lose your job tomorrow. You need to have in your savings 6 months of rent, 6 months of all your bills, utilities, water, electricity, your phone, uh, transportation, everything. In there, you need to have maybe for food and groceries, how much you spend in groceries, um, and maybe a little bit more for like random things like clothes and like I don't know, maybe like things that you wouldn't think of because it's an emergency saving. Emergency. Emergency. What happens if tomorrow you get injured and you can't go to work? Emergency. What happens if tomorrow your car breaks down and you need to pay cash fast? Emergency. What happens if you have a pet and the pet gets sick? Emergency. What happens if you like any scenario that is an emergency? 2 years ago, my laptop from my that I had my whole college life, boom, it stopped working. So I had emergency funds, and I went to Best Buy and I got an iPad. That is the iPad that I used to do all my stuff now. Emergency, and I paid like I used my credit card, but I had the money in my bank account, so I got all the points, I got all the rewards, but I paid it fully right away. Credit score, amazing. Best combination ever. It's better than put it on a credit card and then be paying the minimum and like, oh my god, the interest is so high and like, oh, and then you go crazy. Start building your emergency fund. If you don't have debt, build it right away. Put a lot of money. Put as much money as you can in your emergency fund. If you have debt, I will say first clear the debt and then get the emergency fund. Any of your emergency funds, you don't touch that, okay? I don't care if Taylor Swift is coming to the Eras Tour and you want to see her. That is your emergency fund, and that is not an emergency. And I'm a Swiftie, okay? But your emergency fund should stay intact. You shouldn't be transferring money back and forth unless it's an emergency, but it should be there. Now, I am not a financial guru. I am not in Wall Street, so maybe someone could advise you better on where to put your money. Maybe like one of those savings account that gives you like an interest and you make money and years. But I'm also new to this. I'm also only 25 and I'm learning to. I don't know a lot of things in this country. I'm just doing my best of not being in debt, saving money, making money, investing money, making more money, producing money. I'm just trying the best that I can. Okay? But don't touch the emergency fund. That you don't touch. What I like to do is if I know that I'm going to be having things that I need to spend on, for example, Paris, I have a Paris trip in 8 weeks and I've been saving for like a couple of months now. Even if it's just $50 a week, even if it's just $20 that you put a week, if you put little by little, that thing will grow. And then when you go to the trip, you're gonna have a little bank in there that you already saved up, and you don't have to pay it waiting paycheck to paycheck, because sadly in America, living paycheck to paycheck is a reality, and it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't be waiting on Friday to live your life. And I remember when I started working here, it kind of like felt like that. I was waiting for Friday to get my check and like do all the stuff that I wanted to do. And once I started to gain more responsibility and writing down everything that I was spending my money on and being more conscious about money, then I wouldn't wait for Friday. Now I don't care. Like it could be like, oh yeah, today was Friday. I didn't notice. Like it doesn't matter if I get paid today or not, because I can pay all my bills with the amount of money that I have in my checkings account. I can go and party. I can go and to a nice restaurant right now without waiting for Friday to get paid, because you make smart choices. Like smart choices, treat yourself when you deserve to be treated. Like if it's your birthday and you want to get a nice dress, get that dress. But if you know you live far from work and the Uber is going to be $50, take the train. You're tired. I know everyone's tired. Take the train. Don't Uber every day, because you don't have the funds for that. And if you want to live that life, you need to start making ideas of how to make more money. And then that's another thing. Try to not put all of your efforts and all of the focus in just one way of making money or in just one job. Try to get either a part-time job, try to become an influencer, try to be an entrepreneur, try to do affiliate marketing, try to sell things on Etsy, whatever you want to do, but try to gain different sources of income, because if you lose the main one, you have other little ones to rely on, and then it's not too much of a damage. Okay, so always try to like talk about money with your friends, talk about money with your partner, especially with your partner. You need to have talks about money. Talk about money with your parents, just to understand how they are and to understand better how you are and the relationships that you have. I feel like money could be a sensitive topic, and sometimes you need to learn who you are with so you can navigate and like adapt the best behavior with money with the persons you're at. If you are with a cheap friend, I'm not saying to be cheap, but like if you know that friend is not gonna get you next time, maybe split the bill. Maybe the best thing is to split the bill evenly. Evenly. But if you know you're with a nice friend that he always gets you the next time and you're always in constant communication, it's okay if you pay for the bill this time, because that friend will get you next time. And he does. And she does. And then it's kind of like you just have to know the vibe of the person you're with, of the friend you're with, of the relative relative you're with. Just know the vibe and treat people how they treat you, and protect your money as well. Um, don't be just like, yeah, I have money, and like spend it all around. Also, don't be cheap. Like, don't be cheap with your friends. And if you're a cheap friend, expect your friends to be cheap with you, because no one wants a cheap friend. And now, just one recommendation. If you can watch anything, financial things, I love this YouTube channel. It's called Financial Audit. The host is called Caleb, is the host of that show. It's like a podcast YouTube thingy where he is like a financial expert, and he takes people that are really 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 bad in debt to the show, and then he shows them how to get outside of debt. He gives them a plan. But it's really funny how he disses people, and that show will make you feel better. No matter how much in debt you are, you will feel better, because those people are like really bad indeed. Because those people are like really bad in debt. So watch that show, Financial Audit, on YouTube. And yeah, spend your money in whatever you want to spend it, but be smart with your choices. Try to break all those traditions with money that your parents had or that the people that raised you had, but also be aware of how everything in this year that we're living, everything just keeps getting expensive. So be smart with your money, be smart with your choices, and yeah, I really hope this episode was a little bit of help for everyone that needed it. I We can have a chat in the comments and ask any questions that you guys had, and I will reply gladly. I will leave all of my social media in the links down below. I am very tired. It's 2 a.m., so I just want to go to sleep. But thank you guys so much for listening. This was One More Mile podcast. I am Paula, and I'm your host. Bye. Have a good night.